Welcome back to the Norfolk farmyard garden. This plant here is Red Valerian. We grow a lot of Red Valerian here at in the gravel garden as it's very beautiful colour and it's popular with butterflies and pollinators. At around this time of year, the Red Valerian starts to set seed, and it goes from looking like this to looking like this. As you can see, these were very large flowers that have now turned to seed, and in fact these have actually shed their seed. Here you can see some Red Valerian that still has the seed in place. The seed's quite fluffy. Let's just see if I can focus in on it. Just have to bear with me because I've got a new video app on my phone. I'm just getting used to it. But if you can see there, it's sort of almost like cotton wool, very fine seed. The valerian produces massive amount of seed, and it just sheds it naturally. Here's some more over here that hasn't dispersed yet. So what you need to do to sow valerian is either let it self-seed where it is, and you get lots of baby valerian plants coming up, or you can actually collect the seed into a paper bag and then take it and spread it where you want it to come up. So I've got my snips and my carrier bag handy, so I'm going to simply snip off the valerian heads and then pop them into the carrier bag and try and preserve as much of the seed into the carrier bag as possible. Well, as you can see, I've now collected a large paper carrier bag and filled it with seed heads from valerian. So I've actually collected some white valerian as well as red valerian because I like to have a mixture. There's also a pink valerian, which probably has occurred from the crossing of the white and the pink, the white and the red. I first came across Red Valerian on holiday in Cornwall many years ago, probably 30 years ago. And at that time I was on holiday in June and it was growing on the cliffs in Cornwall and it was absolutely beautiful. So I found out what the plant was and then I managed to find a plant in a garden centre. At that time valerian wasn't really a popular garden plant and I planted it in my own garden and I've been growing it ever since. Once you have valerian, you will have it, if you want to, forever, because it will just seed and seed and it will come up everywhere. The wonderful thing about valerian is that it will grow in the most inhospitable places in your garden. I've actually got it growing out of walls. It loves gravel, it loves hard conditions. Here's a lovely big valerian head. Most of the valerian now has finished. It was at its peak in June. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to collect as much seed as I want because I want to spread some more in the cottage garden. And then I'm going to cut the valerian quite hard back and take off all the seed heads. And then what will happen is it will put a second flush on and we'll get more flower in August, which will be really good, and it will provide plenty of pollen and nectar for the pollinating insects. If you want to grow red valerian or white valerian in your own garden, it loves gravel. So the conditions it needs are very similar to hollyhocks. It likes lots of sunshine, it likes dry conditions, poor soil. You don't need to feed it and it will just romp away. If you think about its natural habitat growing on the cliffs in Cornwall, if you can replicate those conditions in your garden, then it will absolutely love it. It's a very good plant because it will grow in lots of places where other plants won't grow. So a gravel yard, or sometimes it'll actually come up through paving slabs and in walls, and I've even seen it growing out of roofs in Norfolk. And here it's even managed to self-seed itself into my porch and is growing out of a slab of York paving in the gap between that and the wall. Anyway, if you have any questions about growing red valerian or white valerian or how to grow it from seed, please add them in the comments. If you've enjoyed our channel, please hit subscribe and we'd really appreciate it if you'd like and share. Thank you for watching. I look forward to sharing more tips with you.